What's good to YouTube? What's good, TMR gang? Welcome back to the channel, y'all, and welcome back to another video. I'm your girl, TMR, and thank you so much for clicking on this live. All right, so I see we have a few people in attendance. We're gonna wait till some more notifications go out. Hey, little mama, how you doing, sis? Hey, our family. Hey, the peach. So, like I told you guys, I've been telling y'all probably for a week that we have a special guest. Well, I have a special guest that's coming on the panel on the to discuss some her channel. Okay, and I her channel is very interesting, and I want to share it with you guys. Y'all know we talked about it in a previous live how we were going to start, looking at other mommy channels, and she definitely is a mommy. So hey Reese, hey Candy, hey Butterfly. How y'all doing tonight? Hey, Courtney. Hey, Dulce. Hey, everybody. Hey, Mrs. Wright. So I just sent her a link, and hold on, y'all, because she's messaging me. Hold on, you guys. Sorry about that. Um, just one moment. Y'all make sure you hit the like button for me, please. I appreciate it. Um, just give me one moment, y'all. Uh-oh. Um, oh, okay. Hmm. So, hey, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hey, Humble. Hey, Marsweeta. Hey, Miss OKC. Uh, y'all, it's been a heck of a day. How y'all been doing? I hope y'all Monday has been going good, honey. Your girl over here is tired. Okay, I am hot. Hey, Yanni. Hey, Monica. Hey, True. So I'm hoping she gets it. So hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry about that. We just, her and I both, she's busy, I'm busy. So we trying to hook up and get this going real quick. Um, Thanks for the super chat, sincerely. I appreciate that, sis. She said I caught 3 lives in a row. Okay, sis. TMR gang, gang. All right, y'all. So for some reason, I was sending her the link and we're having issues. So I'm gonna have her come into the chat and then I'm gonna drop the link and so she can come in that way. Hey, Trinice, how you doing, sis? Hey, everybody. So y'all, okay, I am excited to show you her channel. And so we could just talk, okay? So today, y'all, is just gonna be a little girls talk. We're not gonna really be talking, YouTube mommies. Like I told y'all the other day, we got to take a break. We got to take a breathe, honey. We got to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, we got to, okay, we got to exhale. But we definitely gonna talk about it tomorrow. So y'all make sure y'all come back tomorrow. Oh, okay, good. She got it. Gang, gang. Hey, Tamara. Okay, sis. All right, you guys. So, she's already in the behind the stage. So I'm going to bring her on. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for joining the live and helping support another Black fellow sis on YouTube. Okay, so thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the live.
Hi.
Hey, girl. My
Hey,
God, girl, we could not get it together. I'm so sorry.
girl. Ooh, it's retrograde. There's something going on with all the
I
noise.
know. You mean renegade? Anyway, sis, I'm gonna leave that. Okay, never mind, sis. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind, sis. Never mind. I'm sorry. You
Y'all,
look so pretty.
thank you. I feel like I look a little crusty. I just got off one hell of a flight, y'all. Like,
Oh my
ooh,
goodness.
this was horrible,
Where
horrible.
were you? Where did you go?
Well, I vlog, so I don't want to say
Oh,
until.
okay, 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 okay. That's right. So, sis, introduce yourself.
Okay, you guys. So I'm Alexis, but most people call me Lex. I'm 26. I'm a young mother of two daughters, Anaya and Jordan. They are 6 and 2. Anaya will be 7 in August, and Jordan will be 3 in December. So I have pretty young kids. Um, I don't know if you guys have ever seen me. Sometimes, I might run into somebody who possibly might have already seen me before. Hey guys. Hey Sonia. Um, I'm sorry if I act a little weird right now. I'm nervous as hell, y'all.
Don't
Really
be
nervous.
nervous, sis.
But yeah, so hey buttons and anyone's I missed one. Okay. Hey Yanni or Yanni. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Uh okay. So pretty much what I do on my channel is similar to the other moms on YouTube. I just, vlog my daily life. So I'm sure y'all like know how that goes. But the difference that I feel like sets me apart is the fact that I am more vulnerable than what most people are used to or what they see. Oh, hey Latrice, hey girl, you subscribed. I didn't know. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'm more vulnerable and more, honest about certain things that I go through. And the whole point of what I do talk about is my toxic mother traits. And I see um, myself in these other moms that I do watch. Maybe not to a T, but I still relate, in some ways.
In some way.
Um, and so on my channel, by me speaking on certain things that I speak about, I really want to inspire other women who are having issues, kind of accepting certain things, because that's really what's hard. The hardest part about the healing process is accepting things that you either don't want to accept, or sometimes people are just too afraid. And
Right.
some people need that encouragement. So a few things that I do talk about, to kind of give you guys a rundown. I did do a series on my channel if you want to get more in depth. I think it's like a 6-part video, maybe like 20 minutes each. So I am going through a divorce. I was married for 2 years, in a relationship for 7. Met my husband at a very young age, 19. I grew up in a well-rounded home, two-parent household, but ultimately, even though my parents both love me, they still failed to give me certain needs that I needed as a child, which affected me in my adult life, which I wasn't aware
Okay.
of.
So let me ask you a question. Your soon to be ex-husband, did he come from the same background?
No,
Okay.
completely total different background, which um, makes a lot of sense on why things didn't work out. You can't raise anybody, not to, talk about him in a negative light, because I don't like to do that. Even though I am very honest, he's a good person. Sometimes he could just be like, you need it, it's okay.
So you want to respect him for the fact that he's your children's father.
Correct.
So okay,
Correct.
that's
At the
understandable.
end of the day, we have children, and our children watch. Well, they don't watch me, but they watch me as far as like out of YouTube.
Mhm.
And so, because I grew up with a two-parent household, I wanted to give that same lifestyle to my kids. And regardless if we are together or not, I still want them to see that healthy dynamic,
Mhm.
because what I realized was, regardless if you think you're going to be your parents or not, you're going to be your parents.
Right.
Period. Point blank.
Right.
It is what it is. So, see, I've been at the yeah.
Someone is asking where your channel is. Excuse me, like I'm sorry, and I'm letting them know that I linked it in the description box. But definitely go ahead and shout your channel name out again so they'll know in case they can't find the link. The link.
Okay, so my channel is named LexTube. It's LEX space TUBE. I came up with the name because it was like YouTube. I'm Lex, so LexTube. You know what I'm saying? And that was kind of cute. Kind of
Right. It's very cute.
cute. Once you understand that your parents did make mistakes at a certain age, you must move past it because your parents said, correct, right.
Mhm.
And so now I'm in a place of kind of not blaming my parents ultimately, because I made the same mistakes as my parents, especially with my oldest daughter. It took me a plethora of years at least. Well, I would say the whole time, but I want to say before Joey was born, at least around 4 or 5 years, where
Mhm.
I was putting him before her, chasing him, because ultimately the whole reason why she was brought here to begin with was because I wanted to keep him in my life. I didn't have her for the correct reasons. I didn't have her because I truly wanted, I don't want to say I didn't truly want to be a mother, because I did. I just went about it in the wrong way and didn't understand, because I was so young minded. I didn't understand. Let me see how to put it. I didn't really understand him. I
Right.
guess that makes sense. And so, going back to the whole, what my even though my parents loved me, it created a brokenness in me that actually attracted that type of opposite within me, that person, that man.
Mhm.
And so in our relationship, he triggered a lot of terrible things that I had to look in the mirror and accept. Like, I this is, it's not the easiest thing to speak on, but yeah, I literally put a man before my child. I really did for a long time. And it's sad because because when you're in like a emotion, you're just mentally gone. You're not really paying attention to the people, well, I wasn't really paying attention to my daughter at the time. I was going through postpartum. I was trying to make a man love me by having a baby. And that wasn't going to do a damn thing, but I didn't know that. I tried to get him to pretty much, it was like a control thing. I recognized on my end, because I wouldn't let it go that he just didn't care. I wouldn't let
Right.
it go that it wasn't going to be this, that it wasn't going to be that. And ultimately, it made me resent him. And that energy kind of transferred down to my kids,
Can I?
because
Is it safe to say that what you felt in the beginning um, is, that initial attraction, right? So
Hmm.
later on in that relationship, that that l- that was lost. But it's kind of like a drug, how they say drug addicts, they're always chasing that first high,
Right.
So it was kind of like that, like you was trying to find that first initial feeling,
Hmm.
so you were doing whatever you could to see if you could rekindle that or find that. Is it safe to say that?
Um, at a certain point, yes, because I realized that I left him mentally before I left him physically.
Hmm.
And I stayed connected to him for a bunch of reasons, even when I wasn't there emotionally anymore. And majority of that reason was because I done already had sex with him, to put it bluntly. And two, I didn't gave you a child. So I'm not
Right.
gonna put all this hard ass work, you know what I'm saying, that I put into you, making you the man that you're supposed to be for me, that I even had this child to begin with for. You finna get it together. And it's just the bottom line.
I think that's a story for a lot of women. Myself, I went through that too. I was like, I'd be damned if you're gonna be the right man for the wrong woman. So I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure you're gonna do right by me because I feel like I deserve that. But what I realized after the fact, he wasn't for me. He was just for the season. He
Right,
wasn't the reason.
right, right. And it took me a long time to accept that because I didn't want to walk away being a single mom. I didn't
Right.
want that for myself. I didn't grow up in that environment, and I couldn't believe that I put myself in that situation just
Hmm.
so I could have a family. Just so I could have a family, because I grew up, like I said, in a very well-rounded home, went to church. My parents, they raised me to wait till I was married. And because I was in high school and all the boys wanted was sex, once I graduated, I felt like, okay, I guess this is the key to success. Sex is what's going to give me my baby and my family. But since I didn't want to, I don't want to say since I didn't want to wait till I was married, since the guys, or since I wasn't mature enough, or they weren't mature enough to kind of be that at that age, I was already, I just, one day I woke up a random person. The next day I woke up, I was in a miserable ass situation for years, and I don't know how the hell I got here. And I'm just sitting up here trying to make the best out of a situation that I can't go back and change because, and if I'm being honest, it's like, even though you love your kids, it doesn't change the fact that they are reminders of the messed up, the mistake that you can't go back and undo.
Right.
They don't. And that's the
Right.
hardest part to accept,
Hmm.
as well as accepting the fact that you messed up, like you did it to yourself, because you can blame everybody else in the world. Oh, he cheated. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did this. But you stayed.
Right.
You went back. You didn't get the abortion.
Right.
You stayed. You did
Right.
that.
Right.
And when
Right.
you do that,
Right.
that's when the healing process starts. When you
Hmm.
really start to just be honest and like, you know what? It's me. It's me.
It's partially you, because as we know, it takes two to tango, right? But the best part of this situation is you've seen the error in your ways, and a lot of women don't see it, and sometimes when they do realize it, it's too late. They have literally been drugged back and forth with this man, and their spirit is gone,
Mhm.
and I think from listening, because we've talked before. And from listening to you, I think you were at that point, but you had enough strength to pull yourself up out of it. And or I know you're in a better space now. So let's talk 2 years ago, where you was at 2 years ago.
Okay, so 2 years ago, I don't know what came over me. Okay, well, actually, 2 years ago, I was pregnant with my youngest daughter. I had just gotten married. And long story short, while I was pregnant, my husband decided to leave me before we even made a year of our marriage, decided to leave me pregnant for his other child's mother that I took on, that was 2 weeks apart from my oldest baby. So I've been trying to get this acceptance and this love from this man for since I met him. It started with the sex. Once that didn't happen, it was like, okay, you got a baby with my baby. Now, okay, I'll be a perfect stepmom. It was by any means necessary. So, yeah, he decided to leave me, and it was the first time I ever had a panic attack. I never knew how strong I could be until I had to deliver her alone. Even though he was there physically, he was not there emotionally. I never felt so alone, and I had her naturally, and I don't know. It's just something came over me where I was just like, "This is your life. This is your life, and you might as well accept it." You know. And so eventually, I began to get bitter. I started to actually hate men. I realized that every time somebody would bring up a man, I would feel some type of way, or a certain conversation. Even watching something like Empire or Star would make me feel some type of way. Like I couldn't even watch the same stuff anymore without wanting to jump through the screen and beat up the character because I
Wow.
relate.
Right, you
It was
related to it, right.
it was
Mhm.
it was bad. Like I was such a happy person, and I just never realized how dark I became due to somebody else.
Mhm.
And while you were going through this difficult or subscribes. Okay. All right, thank you guys. Um yes, and so after the whole thing of after he left me, I went back to my mom's house, and I guess I just was just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do from there. And he didn't he didn't give up. He did try to, still get back with me and fix our marriage, but his demons was just it had already caught up with him way too much. Pretty much it was past that point of no return.
So, take us to the point where you, um, weren't living with him anymore when you were living in a hotel. Take us to that point.
um okay, so actually it may look like I'm hella strong on video. I mean, I am. I'm not gonna not give myself credit because I done been through some things.
Yeah.
But actually, um so okay, something transpired in our relationship, and that's what ultimately made me leave. But I was actually afraid to leave. I should have left, but that day I actually wanted to work it out. Like by any means necessary, I was going to work it out. I didn't even care. Like I didn't have no dignity, no self-esteem, no nothing. And I was like, maybe we can work it out. And he looked at me like, are you serious right now? Like you really, after all I've done, you really like, and I couldn't help but just feel ashamed of myself because I'm like, you right. Like, I really am allowing you to do this. Why? And so I had to think, and I was just like, wow, I'm really afraid to leave you. I'm really afraid to be on my own. Never been on my own. I went straight from my mom's to a marriage. I was a kid at a very young age. Actually, I think I was, even though I was 19 in the brain, I think I was a lot younger
Right.
in the age. Even though I was 19, I think I was a lot younger in my mind. I think I was
And do
probably
you think that contributed to you make did you live a sheltered life?
yes, I
Okay.
did. I do understand why my parents did that. Try to protect me, keep me in a child's place. I was a child for a lot longer than most of my peers.
Mhm.
Um, so that's what ultimately as well made me be so easily devoured by the world. But uh, it 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 wasn't really good for me to be really sheltered like that. I had to figure out things on my own. I had to learn the hard way. I had to be pushed around, and no respect from anybody really. Like it, I had have abandonment issues, codependency issues. Can't be alone. Well, I'm figuring it out now, as you can
Right,
see.
right.
Um, wow, woo, people pleaser. Because I wanted to be loved, wanted to be accepted. Didn't understand why no one could accept me. I was very dingy, very dingy. 44 years lived under for mirrors. I cried and prayed. And she was, oh, thank you. It is good. Um, let me see. Where was I? I lost my train of thought.
You said you were very dingy.
Yes,
You know. Mhm.
Very dingy. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like I couldn't grasp power off. I couldn't grasp a simple uh it's like I would be very defensive too
Mhm.
fast. It's like when someone would try to tell me something because I felt like it was an attack, it was an attack, regardless if it wasn't one or not. And it took me a really, really long time, like I said, to accept the fact that I had resentment towards my children or around the situation because I felt like, well, I love my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I would do anything
Right.
for them. I would never let anybody lay a finger on them without me being behind bars. So
Right.
why? You know? But ultimately, I just realized that I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to be a wife. But this nigga made me a baby mama. And I was
Right.
pissed off at that. And that's
Right.
just the reality of it. And it makes
So
me want to.
how did you start processing that? How did you start dealing with that so you can, you can live normally, you can love more affectionately, especially towards your daughters. How did you start processing that and turning that anger into something more positive?
Well, first, of course, acceptance. Like I said, once you accept things, it makes it a lot easier to move on. The longer you lie, well, I'm not saying lie, but the longer you run away from what's in front of you, it's going to continue to show up. Period. It's not going to
Right.
go away. So there's that. Um, Also, I started to consciously watch what I would do. So certain things that are toxic, like say for example, I would, because I hated Xavier, I wanted my kids to low key hate him as well. Because I felt like, okay, if I can't hurt you because you really just came in my life for no reason to fuck everything up, now I'm gonna get you through your kids. Now I didn't necessarily try to keep him from them, but I would say toxic things like, "Oh, your daddy ain't shit." You know what I'm saying? Or try to paint this monster of who
Mhm.
I experienced because he loved her, but he didn't love me. And
Yeah.
that created some jealousy between me and my oldest daughter. Not her as a child, but more as the love that she received that I didn't get. Like that was the whole point of you even being born. I didn't
Right.
have you to just be a single mom. I bought you so I could have a man, so I can have a so you know what I'm saying. So this can happen. That's
It's it's funny you say that, Lex. So we talked about that. I believe that was yesterday or the day before. We talked about that how we have to learn when we're going through breakups, we have to learn that there is a separation. Like the relationship with you and the man is not obviously is not the same relationship with the father and the children. They're two total different relationships. And I too had to I experienced what you went through because I was like, I'm the one that had the children. Why you don't love me? I understand you love your kids, but what about me? I brought them here. So I couldn't understand why I wasn't getting the respect of being the woman that brought these children here for you. So it's a process. It's all a process.
And what men don't even realize sometimes is that when they do that, they're really pinning their mothers against their children without realizing it. Because it's supposed to be a unit, it's supposed to be a togetherness. And they're literally separating their own household by pretty much giving all the love and attention to the child and just completely just thinking the mother was just pretty much a home for 9 months. Like,
Mhm.
really? Like I'm so vulnerable right now. I felt like complete trash. Like I hated what I looked in what I saw in the mirror. I walked around with my head down, began smoking like hella bad. Just I just lost myself. I really did. And I was upset because I used to always dream when I was a little girl. I was like, this is my fairy tale. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like this is my life now. Like I'm a good person. I do what I'm supposed to do. And I didn't got caught up with this man who literally drugged me down and I didn't know any better. And I was mad at him because I felt like he knew what type of woman I was. He knew what I wanted. And he wasn't ready for that. So why didn't you let me go? That's why I felt like you ruined my life because you
Right.
knew what I wanted.
Right. But obviously, he didn't want the same. You
Right.
know, he wasn't
So
there
he
for the
needed
same
both.
reasons.
So he
Right.
needed both.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk. Let's talk. Once you started realizing he wasn't there for the reasons that you were there, what made Lex realize I got to put this man behind me, nurture the relationship with my children, get it more healthier, and get myself more healthier? What tell us how you got to that point where you started thinking totally different.
Honestly, I want to say this was maybe around 2 years ago, or maybe 2.5. It was before I technically left my husband. I was starting to notice. Actually, it was when I got pregnant with Joey. Your children are a reflection of you, and because I was so mentally gone, even though I was a mother, I wasn't really paying attention to them. So when I started noticing my oldest daughter declining in, because she's really independent and really smart and just likes to do everything on her own. But
Hmm.
out of nowhere, she just started to decline, like not potty trained anymore, like just
Oh
peeing
wow.
herself. Yeah. And I'm like she
Wow.
all of a sudden needing help from me for every little thing. And I'm like, what happened to this independence that you had? And I
Mm.
had to realize that she was low key telling me, because kids don't know how to explain their emotions. They just
Right.
act.
Right.
I started to pay attention and realize that she was trying to get my attention.
Hmm.
Like she was crying for help in her way. And so, um, I, even though like my family, like I said, we're not perfect. We do love each other. But we are dysfunctional. We don't have the whole connection thing. So I didn't have that thing with my children as well. I didn't know I know how to be a provider, not a mommy or best
Right.
friend, if that makes sense. So I had to learn how to do that because I didn't have that growing up. So I wanted to give that to my children. And so once I realized, like I used to say when Naya got like 5 years old, we was gonna get our nails done like a little mini me. I was excited. But then when
Right.
she got to that age, I started realizing, man, I don't play with you. We don't do
Right.
anything. I don't tell you I love you. I don't hug you. All I do is change your diapers and make sure you full
Right.
and keep the house clean. Like I'm doing the exact same thing, you know? Like, and I had to remember how I felt as a kid because
Mm.
sometimes when you're an adult, you forget, which is why we have it's hard for some adults and some kids to see eye to eye because we forgot.
Right. Exactly.
And so,
Someone here, your spoilness is saying something. I can't see it over there. She said, I have to ask, has anyone been super independent that it's ruined relationships, particularly in single parenthood?
I'm trying to understand the question.
Your spoiledness, I'm wait a minute. I have to ask, has anyone been super independent that it has ruined relationships, particularly in single parenthood? Okay, I
Oh,
see what you see what she's saying? Yeah.
mm-hmm.
You want to
Are you?
answer that?
Yeah. So yeah, that's something that I'm working on too. Because I've always felt like I had to take care of myself. It's hard for me to receive from people. Very hard. I've been doing it for a very long time. Been working since I was 15. Like I said, even though my parents love and care for me, I just felt like in certain things they didn't. I just had to do everything on my own type of situation,
Mhm.
you know. And so when you're in that mode, when you're looking for a man to come in to, I guess, help you out when you're pretty much the man too, because that's all you used to having to be,
Right.
it's going to push
Right.
him away. It's going to push him away because you don't know how to be feminine. You don't know how to be quiet and be soft, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, and that's what encourages a man is when you're soft.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, tell us, where are you today with him? Like your relationship with your or soon to be ex-husband. Where are you guys today?
Well, I wanted to have a friendship, but I had to accept that maybe not so soon because it is way too much pain in our relationship. We do have a great co-parenting situation right now. Since I just moved, I'm getting everything in order. Now we're going to be splitting custody down the middle. Um, Probably 2 weeks out the month, I'll have them. 2 weeks out the month, he'll have them since we both live in Houston. Or, we'll just kind of, just communicate like, hey, I'm going to go pick up the girls. All right, just whatever.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, uh, he's, I don't know, he's not really seeming like he wants the divorce. It's kind of back and forth. It's weird. I don't know. It's weird. He's really weird.
So
But
he's not dating or anything. He's single, right?
man, I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. I wish I could tell you, but all I'm gonna say is this man is his father's child. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm,
And
okay.
eventually, once if I get to a certain place in my career, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, he's in a better place to where he's not that anymore. But it's gonna be seen. It's
So, what about you? What are you doing? Are you? Because I know at one time you said, um, you started to despise men. Where are
Yeah.
you at now with that?
I wouldn't necessarily say now that I'm despise men. Now I'm just more sensitive to them now.
Hmm.
More hesitant. Matter of fact, not I'm not saying I'm not dating. I don't have a boyfriend or anything, but he taking too long with the divorce process, and it's not slowing me down.
Right.
So
Right.
I do have a few people that in my little black book,
Hmm.
and I've noticed that when I try to love again or something like that, I literally feel a physical fear. Like I literally feel my heart or my body want to hesitate. It stopped. Like I remember one time I was talking on the phone, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna cook for you," and it was like, "Okay," and I got up, was gonna go cook, and I literally stopped, and my brain was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?"
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
because I my in that relationship, more than my heart was broken. My mental was broken. My spirit was broken. My soul was broken. I was,
Been there.
I don't
Hmm.
even,
That's a pain.
that you can't describe.
Yeah, you can't describe that type of pain.
Something you gotta just go
But
through.
you definitely are a survivor when you can talk about it.
Hmm.
When you can retell the story and
Yeah.
not bust out crying, you definitely are a survivor. And I'm a firm believer in sometimes you just have to go through things. You
Yeah.
may not want to go through them, but sometimes you need to go through them because it prepares you for what you have in store for you, you know?
And that's how I also was able to kind of accept things because I realized that who I was before, to put it bluntly, was weak minded, childish, you know, um, selfish. There's a lot of things.
Hmm.
And even though that relationship was horrible, well, not all bad, but it wasn't the way it was, it grew me into the person that I am now. And I'm so strong. I'm stronger than I never thought I could be. Like I learned how to do a lot of things. I learned how to be on my own. I learned how to be a mom. I learned how to be feminine. I learned how to love myself because I didn't love myself before him. I thought I did, but I didn't,
Wow.
which is why I even allowed him to come in my life continuously like that anyway.
Right.
So
Right.
it it taught me a lot of things, and that's matter of fact, it actually taught me that my own parents' relationship wasn't actually perfect because they had we had a family to where like they don't like to show things.
Hmm.
They do everything privately. And so me growing up, I'm thinking my parents' relationship is perfect until I grow up and realize y'all doing the same thing. Y'all going through the same thing that I'm going through in my relationship.
Exactly.
And it's like,
Don't
okay,
don't
well,
argue in front of the children and all this. And then when y'all were asleep, it
mm,
was wild wild west in the next bedroom.
okay.
And
And
I think they did that though more so out of respect because they didn't want to bring the kids in their business basically because the
of
kids
course,
didn't need to be in that. That was the adults. So they
Right.
didn't want to bring in that, and they, didn't want to disrupt your life, your life, your everyday life. But
I definitely understand that. I don't know. I think maybe to a certain point, though, I do think our parents should be more honest versus being so afraid of their past, because that is the tool that's going to keep us from making the same mistakes.
right,
Because
you're right,
whether we, whether we want to admit it or not, I'm not the first person that's had a baby out of wedlock at 19.
right,
Mom, grandmother, aunts, everybody. So, okay, this is something to this. What is this? Because we keep making the same mistake and nobody's putting a stop to it.
exactly,
And that's where
exactly.
it stops. It stops with me.
Hmm.
And my parents, what I will say, my parents' biggest mistake was not letting it go when it should have been. Because sometimes, yes, a marriage, it's cool, to show your kids, but it's better to show them a healthy relationship. Because
Right.
what you're showing them in that marriage is that this is what okay in a marriage, or to
Hmm.
stick it out regardless, never leave, never, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
No, no.
Right.
Sometimes it's better for y'all to be separate.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's a definite when you saying children cannot save a relationship.
Hmm.
Having a baby is not going to keep them. If anything, it's going to put more hindrance on the relationship.
Right.
No one is perfect, right, Pine? No one is perfect. Yes, that's the way. She said, "Yes, that's why I'm glad I broke that cycle." Yes. And some of us have the strength to do it, some of us don't. But at the end, we always got to believe that and know that we're all a work in progress, right? And a lot of us can speak on, you can get on your platform, Lex, and say the things that you're saying because you're speaking from experience. And if you see another sis doing something, as one black woman to another, it's not that you're trying to be super judgmental or critical. You're just
Hmm.
trying to say, sis, let me show you your error and your ways. Because a lot of times when we going through things, we're in our minds we're trying to make it right, like, oh, no, like he loves me or I love him, so I gotta go through this.
Hmm.
And then if your friend come up to you and say, sis, come on now, you know you look like a whole fool out here. So
Right.
some people will be like, well, that's being very judgmental. No, it's called tough love. And people
Mhm.
sometimes takes tough love as being judgmental. And
That's something
sometimes it is and
that
sometimes it's not. But if it's a person is truly your friend and they telling you, sis, you looking real bad out here, you know, you might want to stop and take a few minutes and to listen.
sometimes, a lot of people, and I used to be this person as well. Some people have to learn from experience. It is what
And
it is.
that's true. And that's true. But I'm the type of person where, since if I see you going down the wrong path and I've been that way before, like I already went down that street and since
Hmm.
yeah, we looking for a house, right? Me and you both looking for a house, and I've already been down Bill Street. Okay, I've been down Bill Street. I already know there's no houses down there. And you say, TMR, I'm going down Bill Street tomorrow. Sis, don't go down Bill Street. Well, I want to go see. Maybe just because you didn't like the houses don't mean I don't like them. But I'm telling you, sis, there's nothing down there. Let me save you those steps. Some
Right.
people some people you can help that way and some people you can't. They take resentment in that, like you trying to tell them what to do when you just trying to advise them.
Right.
Since I'm trying to advise you, I ain't trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to warn you that you don't want to waste your time. But as we know, sometimes you just got to let people be people,
Yeah,
and just let them be.
that was another thing too, is that helped me let him go, was me accepting that we are two different people and that he is who he is, where he's at, and I can't do nothing about
Can't do nothing
it.
about
Like, not even just him, but just people in general. When you actually understand that majority of the time, the way people act towards you has nothing to do with you, and it's more of an inner struggle within them. You don't take things personal. You're more calm, you're more loving, and you're more patient.
it.
And I
Right.
want to help heal the world. I really want to help guide people on how what I did, because it sucked. It sucked feeling trapped. I felt trapped. I felt like I had nowhere to go. No one really, I mean, yeah, Of course, my parents was like, okay, you're pregnant, da, da, da. But I don't think no one really, if at least I don't remember, I don't think no one really sat down and was like, okay, this is what a mother entails for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you
Right.
ready? You know, I feel like nobody really gave me that chance to really think and process because I was so young. And they let me make that choice on my own. I didn't even know any better. And it's like, it's so much. It's like I was mad at my parents. I was mad at him. I was mad at myself. I was just like, yo, I was just, I was so low. And for me to be able to figure it out, for me to do better for myself, it's like I gotta help other women to do it too. I want to.
So let's get to that. Let's get to the reason why we're here today. Lex, tell people what they will when they come to your channel. What are they going to leave away with?
Well, I hope you come. If you come empty, I hope you come filled. Well, leave filled, kind of like church. You know what I'm saying? I hope. I hope that. Um, I'm not saying I'm the funniest person in the world, but I think I have a pretty, bubbly personality. So you might get a few laughs, few giggles. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want to be like that virtual partner. Maybe some women who are too embarrassed or too ashamed of their life experiences. It could be a situation where you may DM me or we might video chat. You know what I'm saying? You might want to talk to me, kind of like a therapist or something like that.
Right, right.
Just I really don't know. All I know is I just want to be there. Like nobody was there for me. I want to be that person because too many people don't know how to be there for one another or they don't care to.
Right. Well, like people say, it ain't none of my business. Ain't none of my business. And
Okay.
truly, it's not. But sometimes you just feel compelled if you have that type of personality or that type of heart, you feel compelled to just say something to someone, especially if you feel like you can help them.
Right. And I'm an empath and I can really feel people.
Mhm.
And that's what really makes me I've always been that kind of person, to be honest, to feel like I have to be the superhero in people's
Mhm.
lives. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um,
And that's how I am. That's how I am. It's funny that you say that. That's how I am. And it's been a gift and a curse for me. Because
mhm.
a lot of time my kindness and my willingness to do that gets taken for granted, you know. Um and I've tried for years try to be more harder when it comes to people, but I don't know. I just I have that type of spirit. I just want to help people, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why I got into foster care a few years ago when I did, because I just wanted to be the one that can help. I just really, I don't know. I got that. I want to change the world behavior.
It's like you might be an empath too, girl. You might
Right.
check it out.
It's funny. I don't know if you watch Sofa Time Talks with Kels. She talks a lot about that. I'm not really into that, but I've been here lately, been thinking about it. One thing I love about social media, and let me know your thoughts. Social media has opened my eyes to a lot of things. It
Mhm.
has opened my eyes to an array of people that I didn't know in my obviously in my personal life, but it has really showed me there are so many ways to grow, um, you know, mentally, spiritually, financially on social media. And, you and I crossed paths, and it was just, when I first saw your channel and saw you, I just seen, I said, she is a beautiful soul. Inside and out. I just felt it through the camera. I was like, she is so sweet, you know? And I just seen big things coming your way. Like I see it. I see you going really, really, like you had that personality. I just see you going really, really far, you know. You guys make sure y'all check out her Instagram, honey, because she be cutting up on that Instagram.
I'm
She be
trying to
cutting
get
up.
back in my mojo. All right, I'm trying to get back in my mojo.
Tell them your Instagram name so they can follow you on Instagram.
Okay. My Instagram is caution. I'm her underscore.
Yes. Let me
Um,
put it in here.
yeah. Wonder if I can. Oh, but yeah. Does anybody want to ask me any questions?
Um, caution. Okay, I put it in there. So yes, people were asking. A couple people.
Oh,
She's so down to earth.
empathy, Veronica? Yes. Yeah, it can be yeah, it could
Thank
be
you,
very.
Tiffany. Walk with Tiffany. Okay. Yes. Do you guys have any questions for Lex? I know they had, girl, there's been a lot of questions, but I was so busy trying to listen to what you were saying and I'm looking at the chat, but um
Sorry.
let me see what, can you read that?
You see, when you're living in a conscious state of mind, nobody can reach you. Yes, you will not receive the truth. Now I look back and I can. Yes, yes, that is so true. Um,
Can you elaborate on that a little bit, Lex? What
yes,
you said?
um, I feel like when you're depressed, that is your soul's way of telling you, "I'm tired. I'm tired of what you are trying to put on. I'm tired of this fake facade that you're trying to make everybody believe." So this is your emotion right now. I'm bringing you to your lowest point so you can pinpoint why you're feeling like this, so you can pull yourself out of it. That
Um,
like a trigger, I believe. Well, that's how I feel. What do you
so there's another question. What she said, what did you learn about trying to change a man?
that you can't?
Can't change a man. There's a song out there about it. Want to
that
hear it? Here you go. No, I'm saying.
okay? Look, yeah, that you literally can't. Like you,
No.
it's not even just about a man. It's people. You can't change your
You
kids.
cannot
You can't change
change
your
people.
mom, your friends, your
Mm,
teachers, your coworkers. Accept people for where they are, see them for where they are, and take it. That's it. Because by you literally trying to live in a fantasy world and make them what you want them to be or what you feel like they should be, or falling in love with potential or whatever the hell, you really are hurting yourself and depriving yourself of what you truly deserve. You're prolonging your own process.
right. Exactly. Thank you, Renee. Someone says, I want Lex to stop taking these long breaks. LOL. I understand life happens.
I know. Yeah, I know. Like, I have been behind the scenes with other YouTubers, way bigger YouTubers, not in this sector,
Mm-hmm.
or like in the, I guess, I don't know if you guys watch like the prank sector, like maybe, well, they're not called DB Nation anymore, but they're called the Prince Family, Carmen and Corey, all of those people. I don't really do that type of content, but I am connecting with, just trying to pay rent.
Right. Right. I know that's right, honey. I know that's right.
So,
Um, Also, somebody else asked another question. Oh, they said, have you sought any counseling since the breakup?
um, I did go to counseling, but I didn't go uh, while I was alone. Actually, I went during my marriage, and I went for a total different reason. And I didn't even really truly go. I went to I think one or two sessions because I couldn't afford it. And at the time, I just know I didn't. I remember when I signed up and I went to my first session. She was like, "Why are you here?" And I told her, "I don't know why. I just know that I'm broken and I'm put in this place. I just nobody loves me. I don't even love my damn self. I need help.
Right.
How do I get out of this?"
Right.
And from there, we started talking about certain things. And I guess, therapists, they can see your body language.
Mhm.
And it was something she had asked me about. And I guess my eyes had stopped and my eyes got wide and I started to cry. And she was like, "You're seeing something. What are you seeing?" I don't know what I was seeing because I guess I blocked out whatever I saw or whatever I experienced. But whatever I experienced caused trauma within me that's still affecting me today.
Wow.
But I can't see it. I can't remember it, but it's still in my subconscious. So I still act
Hmm.
it out.
Wow.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, my hand hit my mic. Lily, she's saying something to you. Um, I have it on the screen.
It's not people, it's our expectation. Um, yes, I feel like it's a little bit of both. Because even though I understand that people are just a product of their environment more so now versus looking at them as bad people.
Mhm.
Um, Even though I went through traumatizing experiences as well, but I didn't go around. Well, yeah, I didn't go around hurting people. I more so hurt myself.
Right, right,
And just because you are feeling a certain type of way, even though I understand why you are that way towards people, that doesn't make it okay. You know what
right,
I'm saying? So I feel like it's a mixture of both.
right. Miss True Red Bone said blocked it. Exactly. Like, hey, with love. Here's Are you in a space where you want to be in another relationship, or are you
Jaded.
jaded?
Um, so I am open. It's like I'm in a place where I'm letting God send me whoever comes my way. I'm not looking for it. If it comes my way, it does. You know, I'm trying to learn how to let somebody back into my space because I realize that I've been standoffish for a very long time, even before Xavier. I think he just made um I just I have a very sensitive. I'm very sensitive towards men, and I think that came from me also being from a very strict household. You know, things like you know, what did we adopt back? You know, from slavery. Well, that's a long story.
Right, 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 right.
Getting out topic.
Exactly. But that's
Oh,
okay.
uh, nah. Um, where was I at? Lord, child, lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm just in a place where I'm just letting God send me whoever, wherever. But I'm not gonna lie though, this wasn't in my life plans, and I am scared as hell for somebody to put their hands or anything on my children because that's not their kids. You know what I'm saying? Like you never know who's in your home, and that is another reason why I didn't want to walk away because it's like, well, I know you ain't gonna hurt your kids. Those are your seeds.
Right,
You know, like it's so much fear and a whole bunch of stuff. But I just have to learn that that's where I grew the most when I did things when I was afraid and still did it.
right, right.
Yes, it's
Um,
hard.
so thank you, Tamara. So let me ask you this. What's next for Lex? And I'm meaning not romantically, okay?
Right.
Because from what it sounds like, you still got some growing to do. Like
I
you out there, you know, like you said, you got a black book with a couple numbers in it, but you're trying to grow other ways
yes.
first, and then if when that comes along, it'll come along. So tell us what's next for Lex.
Well, of course I'm focusing on myself, but I'm really trying to learn how to be my children's best friend.
Hmm.
Um, so because I didn't grow up, like I said, in a household where we did things, we mainly like watch TV. I have to consciously think, okay, like after, like actually write down, okay, today is nail day, or today is pizza day, or we're gonna do slime today. You know, so I can remember since it's not, you know, or just go randomly talk to my child, my oldest daughter, my oldest daughter, and say, hey, how are you feeling today? You know, build that relationship. Just have to be conscious. I have to think before I do things because I'm used to just coming in the house and going straight to the room. That's what my dad did.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Right.
making sure
Exactly.
bills
Yeah.
pay.
Right.
So I really want to give my children the life that I didn't have no slug to my parents, but I really want to be able to for them to be able to come talk to me about things because even still to this day I feel alone. I feel like I can't go to my parents even still to this day. Even though I know they love me very much,
Hmm.
it's still that emotional disconnect that they never built with me. They never did. So it definitely, like I said, that definitely went into my kids and it made me feel guilty because it's like, man, I'm doing the same thing. I'm really doing the same thing. And this whole time I thought I was doing something different or
Mhm.
something better until I actually looked. But it was so many distractions going on. It was so much going on in our relationship that really pushed me away from them or my oldest daughter at the time.
Right, exactly. Um, and be your on your best friend. So it's a lot of people in here. So you guys, like I said, in the description box is Lex's link. Her channel name is Lex LEX2. Her Instagram is caution is wait, wait,
Oh,
caution.
her underscore.
Yes, I'm sorry. Um, and Lex, I didn't. Your channel is really growing over there, girl. Like you are really doing like yeah. When I tell you, she has a really nice channel. You know, so we talked about this yesterday about talking about other moms. You know, although you have some tragedy in your story, but it's the way you deliver the story, right?
Hmm.
And I liked how you said initially when you spoke of your children's father, your husband, that you didn't want to talk ill against him because
Hmm.
you have children that could potentially see this one day.
Hmm.
So and I find it funny how us as women, we always trying to be the protector, right? And we find a lot of times that men don't treat us the same way. So I respect you for doing that. You know, I respect you for doing that. For not, putting him out there. Although you're telling the story of what y'all went through, but it was the truth.
Right,
You didn't lie, right? It was
right.
the truth, and that's how you felt. So your feelings are what they are. But anything, you don't have to give us the gory details because we don't need that part, right? Because like you said, your kids could potentially see this one day. You
Yeah,
know, um,
has already seen enough. Oh my God, we did a lot of fights in front of her. Like I
right.
really have to. I'm really like I feel so guilty because when I really started paying attention, I'm like, what kind of mom am I? Because I'm really like processing in my head, like from her point of view, because I have the issue. I have the not an issue. I have a thing where I can put myself in other people's shoes.
Mhm.
So I'm sitting up there putting myself, well, putting myself in her shoes, like she's just a child, just born, just trying to be loved by her mom, and her mom is pissed off that not necessarily that you're here, but that you're here,
Right.
and that's how you perceive it, and you don't know why. You don't know why,
But
and
we're human, Lex. We're human. Like you weren't physical with her. Like you didn't put your hands on her or anything like that. But you just had feel because you was trying to deal with your own emotions, and like you said, you were a mom. You became a mom at a very young age. Like you stated, you didn't really have guidance on how to be your mom because you were no dig to your own mother, but
yeah,
some of the things that you felt like she probably should have taught you, she didn't, or
yeah,
didn't talk to you about. So
right,
you can't keep break. I like the fact that you acknowledge and realize your faults with your mothering, and you did it at an early. You didn't wait till she was 15, and now you realizing it.
yeah.
So you got to give yourself credit, and I think you have. But
I'm so
I,
hard on myself. I really am.
yeah,
I really am. I need to learn how to stop being so like do better. But I grew up in that type of household where it's very strict. You know what I'm saying?
right, right, right. I
I get on my own
thank
butt a
you,
lot.
sister. Yeah, so everybody in here are like really, they enjoyed you tonight. They enjoyed you tonight. And I definitely enjoyed you, Lex. We've had long conversations and we hadn't talked in a while.
I
And I
know.
had thought about you when you had reached out to me. I had thought about you and I was like, dang, guys, I haven't seen Lex in a minute. And I was just wanted to know. Lex lives in Houston. So so Lex, are you doing the entrepreneur thing right now? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys, of course, you heard of Uber and Lyft, but
Mhm.
Uber is a driver. Um, I am self-employed. So that makes it much easier to be, to do social media as well and, be a mother. Um, to keep everything. Let's so proud of Lex. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Our family journey. I remember you. Um, yeah. So I am self-employed. I've always been that kind of person. I really don't like to.
Oh, okay. I just see our family, our journeys comment. She's very sweet. I love her. She has a channel as well too. Our family, our journey.
Yeah, I'm subscribed. So I like to support other people who support me. You know,
Yes,
um,
I'm very proud of you, Lex. You have came a long way, girl. I remember when you got monetized, when you hit your
I know I was crying on live. I was
yeah, I remember that. I said, "Oh,"
supposed
I
to be
remember when you first
crying.
came on YouTube. I was like, "Oh, she's so pretty,"
Like,
you know. And look at you now, girl. Like you are really, and I see you. You're gonna just keep going and going and going. You know what, you guys? I hate to cut this live short, but TMR has not fed her family, and if I don't do that, I'll be on here telling my story. Okay.
okay.
Uh, but I hate that, we were trying to get together, and like I said, our schedules are so busy, and
Hmm.
and we couldn't connect, but I wanted to get on here. Lex, you got to come back, sis. Like you can't just do us like that. You can't just come play with our emotions like that, and then we don't see you
I
for
will
another 6 months or something.
as long
um
as
I
y'all.
really want to invite you. We're gonna be doing a sis need help. I don't know if you remember when we was doing that real heavy last year, but we're starting that back up, and I want to invite you to come talk with us. And you guys, I promise, Lex, when you can shoot me your schedule for like the rest of June and July, like what your Saturdays look like.
Okay.
Tell me that, and I know people wanted to ask you questions tonight, but you guys, y'all could go to her Instagram, y'all could go to her channel. Okay, make sure y'all subscribe to her channel. I hate to cut it short, you guys, but I do. I have to, finish cooking for my family. It's getting late. I do apologize.
I know I need to cook too. I got meat over there getting hot.
Yeah, baby. I don't want these folks. Y'all be like, where TMR at, child? But I thank you so much, baby. I really do. And I thank everybody in the chat for coming out tonight. Again, you guys know where to find Lex, okay? She definitely is a mommy doing her thing here on YouTube. She's a small channel, but she definitely will grow, okay?
Yeah.
And I'll see you guys in the next one. Lex, thank you so much, baby. Don't
Okay,
forget
thank
to shoot me your
you.
schedule and let me know when you're available, okay?
I will. You said Saturdays, right?
Yes, Saturdays.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Just like in June and July. Just let me know when you're available. If I don't know if you know that far in advance in July, but just but we only got but what two
Yeah.
Saturdays left this month. So just let me know. Just
Okay.
let me know, sis, so we can get together again because I really want you on the panel. And then for people that were in the live tonight that couldn't ask you questions, they can ask those then. Or
Cool.
go to your channel or however. Anyway, y'all let me go. Okay.
All right.
I'm out of here. Thank y'all so much.
Bye.
Bye, Lex. Bye, chat. Thanks, everybody. Remember, sub what you love. Bye bye.